and this is motivating the unmotivated employee. A little bit of background information about me. My name is Liz Daniel. I am currently a preschool teacher. I've been teaching preschool in the same room for about 4 years now. I've been teaching children since I was 18 years old, so let's give that 6 years. And I really enjoy what I do. I work with all different types of children, shy children, children with behavioral issues, happy kids, all different kinds of people. And I think that what I've learned the most in my adult life is not everybody has actually learned the lessons that they should have as children, and not everybody is as motivated to work as they should be. So why am I here? So I'm here to eventually have you be able to describe 4 different ways to motivate employees that may seem unmotivatable. The Jim in the office that sits and does nothing and plays on his Facebook all day. There's a bunch of different methods to get you to motivate him and make him, a better employee all around. Now, how to do it. I have 4 basic rules that I have learned that really seem to motivate everybody that I come in contact with. There's a friendly work environment. There is acknowledging your employees' achievements. There's goal setting. And last but not least, it's be the leader that you would want to follow yourself. So who has had a bad job before in their life? Raise your hand. Yes, ma'am. So what made your job so bad?
I think bosses who don't know how to work with their employees or that are just kind of mean, I guess.
Yep, that'll do it. That's one of the main reasons why, employees end up leaving or they're unhappy in their work environment. There are a bunch of different ways that you can have a friendly work environment. One of the most important one is to use your kind words and actions. Talk to employees the way that you would want to be talked to. Nobody likes to be yelled at. Nobody likes to be talked down to. One of the ways that you can talk to your employees is by making what I like to call a compliment sandwich. Now, I know that sounds really silly and funny, but it really helps get negative feedback to your employees without really diminishing how they feel and their values. So you start off, piece of bread, give a good compliment. Hey, Mary, I really like your work on your paper. You did a really good job. Next time, could you maybe double check with Susan about the numbers because you got the numbers wrong? But I can tell you worked very hard. You gotta add another piece of compliment bread. But I can tell you worked very hard on the project. Thank you so much. Compliment sandwich. Mary goes away feeling great about her project that she turned in, but she still knows, hey, I messed up. I didn't get the numbers right. Next time, I'll check with Susan. Asking helpful questions. Instead of coming up to your employee and being like, is the project done yet? You can go up to your employee and be like, what can I do to help? You have to make yourself an asset to your team as the boss. It is crucial in your employees feeling like you're there to help. Another thing is eye contact while talking. Eye contact shows that you're listening. If you're not listening to your employees, they notice. They know you're not listening and they will become resentful. You won't get as much productivity from them. It's just a bad situation all around. Eye contact is so important with your employees. Make sure that you do it. And also, another important detail that I think is very important is caring about your employees' well-being. Now, I think that you should know a little bit about every employee and make sure you ask them, hey, Jim, how was little Timmy's baseball game? Bruce, how's the wife? How was the barbecue this weekend? Little things like that make your employees know that you care, and it builds a sense of a family at work, and that makes your employees a lot happier. One of the second things that I think is really important to do to your employees is to always acknowledge their achievements. Employees are stressed. They have things going on outside of work. They have things going on inside of work. You never know what's going on in their heads, but that achievement that they made, it is up to you to make them feel like it matters and make them feel like they are important with that achievement by acknowledging it. Don't take credit where credit is due. Make sure that if your boss says, hey, you did a good job, and you have 5 other people working below you, that you also throw their names in the hat too. Make sure that everyone involved has the proper credit and makes sure they feel good about themselves for what they did, and they don't feel like you're taking all the credit for their hard work. Raises and rewards. Now, it's not always possible for everybody to get a raise all the time, but if you have an employee who is working their tail end off, you should very consider giving them a raise or a reward. It makes an employee feel like they're needed in the company. Everybody likes a raise. I mean, it makes everybody happy. Higher productivity means the company can afford it. So give your employees the raises and rewards that they deserve. That's how you all, another way to keep them happy and keep them in your job field. And finally, your parents raised you right. Say thank you. Make sure you say thank you to your employees. Make sure they feel appreciated. Make sure they feel loved, secure in their work environment. Keeps them happy. You know, you were raised correctly. Always use your manners. Now, raise your hand if you have shared your work goals with your superiors. Nobody? Okay. Well, who has their goals maybe written down for themselves? No one. Okay. Well, as managers, it is our job to know all of our employees' goals and how they want to fit in within the company. Today, I have made everybody a goal setting sheet, and we are going to learn how to make some goals. Now, the way to make the best goals is to make SMART goals. Now, it makes sense, make SMART goals, haha, but SMART is actually an acronym, and we're going to go over the acronym before we start our goal making process. So, we're going to start with S, which is specific. We need specific goals that we can achieve. Nothing too vague. Make sure it's pinpoint on what you want to do, what you want to get out of your goal. Measurable. Make sure we can measure it. Make sure we can provide a way to evaluate our goals. Achievable. Very important. Don't set yourself up for failure. Make sure your goals are achievable. Make sure, that you can actually reach the goals that you set. They're relevant. They make sense within your company. And it improves the business in some way, shape, or form. And finally, time bound. State when you'll get it done. Make sure it's in an appropriate time frame. Those are all of the key ways to make a SMART goal. So I am going to give you a sheet. You are going to write down our short-term goals and our long-term goals, and then we are going to discuss them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap that up. Would anybody like to share their goals?
I'd love to.
Oh, ma'am in the front. What do you do?
I am a manager at a bank.
Oh, how interesting. So, do you have any good short-term goals that we can talk about?
For right now, my short-term goals are to learn Spanish, preferably some conversational Spanish by the end of the year. Our customer base is very largely Spanish, so it would really help to get to know my customers by learning Spanish. I also would like to start booking at least 5 loans per week.
Seems very manageable. Very good job using an achievable goal.
Thank you.
Do you have any long-term goals that you'd like to share with us?
Some of my long-term goals are to become the leading bank manager. We've had a lot of shifts in management, and I would like to fill those shoes. I also would like to build our branch pipeline, which is basically just a way that we measure the money we make by selling our products.
Fantastic. Good job. All right. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your goals with us. Now, my last and final point is be the leader that you would want to follow yourself. Now, can anybody raise their hand? What are the qualities that make up a good leader? Yes.
I think some things that make a good leader is someone who's like willing to put in the work, but also knows when to delegate. Someone who can like listen to their teams when they have feedback instead of just being like, what I say goes. Yeah.
Somebody that wants to work as a team.
Yes.
Awesome. So leading by example, making sure that you are the one that you are acting how you want your employees to act. Maybe don't get on the Facebook all the time. Come in with a positive attitude, ready to work, ready to get started. As the leader, you set the pace for the rest of your crew. So, in conclusion, it is up to you as trainers and managers to be the bosses that you are and set the tone for your employees. Happy employees equals a happy work environment, which equals a successful company. Now, is there anybody that has any questions?
What are some more ways that you think would like get your employees to like talk to you? Because you can like talk to a shy employee, but how do you get a shy employee to like want to reach out a little bit more?
A good way to get people to reach out to you is by asking open-ended questions. So an open-ended question is a question that you cannot answer yes or no to. So an example, instead of asking, are you having a good day? Yes, no. Instead of asking that, be like, what are your plans for today? Do you have any, are you needing any help with any projects that basically anything that they can't answer yes or no to. So I think that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for coming to my presentation.